بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Before the break we talked about what?
Signs of the hour.
Signs of the hour, mashallah, tabarakallah. It's like the frequent question when I say, when did companion so and so die? They said, long time ago. Mashallah. Correct, correct. So the whole seminar workshop is about the signs of the hour. What are you talking about? What was it about? Sisters? The high-rising buildings always spoke about 6, 7 things afterwards. No, the brother? Ahsant, very good. The uplifting of knowledge, and I bored you with my story with Sheikh bin Baz, Ibn Uthaymeen, Abu Bakr al-Jazairi. Okay, this is one aspect. Also, there will be a time that zina is widely spread. Illegitimate sexual relationships between men and women. This is one of the signs of the Day of Judgment. Is it found nowadays? Unfortunately, yes. Is it only among the disbelievers? The answer is unfortunately again, no. This is taking place all over, but alhamdulillah, it is not, jazakallah khair, widely spread in the sense that in every 100 we have maybe 10. No, it's a negligible percentage, but it is on the increase. And why is it on the increase? Because we find that the things that call for it are increasing, such as lack of hijab. When women do not abide by the hijab, this is inevitable. It has to happen. Also, the free mixing, and this is prevalent in Muslim countries, in companies, in shops, in airlines, in hospitals. There is the concept of free mixing, that even institutions are making strategies for it to inject it into Muslim societies and make it the norm. And when this becomes the norm, you have a problem. When women and men mix and you tell the brother, Akhi, mixing is haram, he says, it's all in the heart. I have no problems with that, alhamdulillah. You Muslims, mutawwi', you have a problem. Your dirty mind. I sit with my co-worker, nothing happens. Nothing happens because you have a problem with your hormones. Go and check the doctor. You're not a real man if nothing happens. What is this? The Prophet told us it has to happen. And you say it doesn't happen? I met a brother, mashallah, practicing in his way. He thinks that he's, oh, mashallah. What do you mean practicing? He says, I pray 5 times a day, mashallah. And he is a personal trainer. And he says, I have 2 ladies that I'm coaching them. And I said, what kind of personal what kind of practicing Muslim are you? You know, he's doing this new sport. What is it called? CrossFit. He's a CrossFit personal trainer. And I said, what do you mean? You go and mix with the... He said, Wallahi, I have no feelings towards them. I'm so harsh on them. I said to him, I might believe you. They might be elders, they might be not so good looking, but I'll ask you one simple question. Hypothetically speaking, you're not affected by them. Can you guarantee that they're not affected by you? Wallahi, he paused and said, I didn't think of that. And this is a problem. It takes two to tango. Islamic tango, of course, with nasheed, with your spouse, not yani the haram tango. We have a problem when the measurements are not fixed. When we weigh things not with the scales of Islam, this is what happens. So every one of us is so influenced by the environment, by the community, by the policies and procedures put by man, that he is distorted. He doesn't see what is wrong to be wrong and what is right to be right. He sees the opposite. The wrong to be right and the right to be wrong. Zina will come to a time where people would make it halal. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, there will come a time when a group of my ummah will make haram things halal, will make silk for men halal, yastahillun, they will make it halal, al-hira, which is zina, al-harir, silk, al-khamr, intoxicants, which we will come now to, and musical instruments. And we will come to that as well, inshallah. So part of the signs of the Day of Judgment, that the spreading of drinking intoxicants. In the Quran it's called as what? Khamr. Anything that covers your conscience and makes you intoxicated is considered to be haram. There will come a time where people would give it names other than its original name. So we know khamr. Now people have drugs, and this falls under khamr. Cocaine, heroin, meth, crack, marijuana, pot, hashish. The list is so long. Intoxicants, wine. Said, no, we don't drink wine. We drink whiskey. Said, okay, yeah, whiskey. No. Quran said what? Khamr. Khamr is made of grapes, dates, barley, wheat. We drink whiskey, tequila, vodka, gin, bourbon, scotch, and they give you a full list of intoxicants, but this is not khamr. Does it intoxicate you? It covers your conscience and the ability to decide and choose. So yes, this is haram. Look at the Muslim world, don't look at the kafir world. The vast majority of Muslim countries serve intoxicants, to my knowledge, except Saudi, till now, inshallah, Kuwait, and Yemen. I don't know about other countries. Maybe there are some, but this is what I know, they do not serve. The rest, the vast majority of them, serve it. Some of them would put, a disclaimer. Muslims are not allowed to. How do you know Muslims? They go into nightclubs and they buy. In the cases, you go to the airport, you find duty free. And all what they sell is alcohol. This is a great warning from Allah Azza wa Jal that the Day of Judgment is coming close, but people are not paying any heed. The Prophet ﷺ said that there will come a time where people of my ummah will make intoxicants halal but give it different names. Beer, anything that intoxicates, but give it, in Arabic we call it spiritual drinks, because of the presence of spirit, and this is alcohol, mashrubat ruhiyya in Arabic. So they change the names. Oh, it's spiritual, so it enhances my spirit. Good, pour me one glass please, hold the ice. There's a big problem among the Muslims. The Prophet ﷺ cursed wine and intoxicants, cursed those who drink it, those who pour it, those who sell it, those who buy it, those who prepare it, those who it is prepared for, those who carry it, those who it is carried for, and those who consume its price, selling it. anyone related to intoxications, he is cursed from Allah Azza wa Jal. Part of the signs of the Day of Judgment, that women far exceed men in number. So the percentage is different. The Prophet ﷺ said, part of the signs of the Day of Judgment is to uplift knowledge and the appearance of ignorance. That zina and fornication is widely spread. That intoxicants are consumed, and that men go and women stay. And till 50 women would have one guardian. So the percentage is 1 to what? 1 to 50. Now, why would that be? Some scholars say, because men are the people of war. They fight. So they die, but women stay home and they live longer. Others say that because men are more inflicted to illnesses and diseases, so they go out and they drive, they are susceptible to high blood pressure because of the way people in Kuwait drive. Believe me, you drive like excellent drivers compared to us in Saudi. And I come here, everything is normal. These guys are disciplined. The way you guys drive, you're disciplined compared to us in Riyadh or in Jeddah. Then you will know what driving is. And men have high blood cholesterol, they have diabetes, they have high heart problems. I've seen so many men, friends of mine, me personally, having so many diseases, while the women, mashallah, they live like 150 years, 300 years. They mashallah, live long. Why? Because they're not susceptible to such illnesses like men. We are always under pressure. Well, they, alhamdulillah, they have their own problems with bad spouses, children, but they're confined to their homes. They don't have the same problem. And Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani said, no. All of these are reasons. But the actual fact is that Allah chose that women to be more than men. And this is why even in paradise, a man has 2 wives, which means that the percentage itself is far greater for women rather than men. So this would happen. And as we progress, I can see that visibly in front of me. 30 years ago or 40 years ago, when you wanted to get married, you would look hard because there were not as much choices as you have today. Nowadays, the supply is far greater than the demand. The amount of women is a lot. So men, when they want to get married, they start to pick and choose. No, I'd like, modify please the hair length, the height, okay, education, yes, I'd rather the father to be a billionaire. They start to pick and choose. And this is why I always tell my daughters, I have 13 of them, no boys, alhamdulillah. So I'm beginning to grow a uterus myself. All of them are women. Everything I see is girls. I tell them, when you're married, grab to your husband, obey him, respect him, overlook his shortcomings. If you're divorced, no one will marry you. People are very selective nowadays. They marry in 2 and 3 because there's so many of them. So either stay unmarried, and this is not natural, or try to overlook his shortcomings and mistakes, and inshallah Allah will reward you, but you will have a husband to take care of you. So this is happening and it is prevailing, unfortunately, but this is part of the signs of the Day of Judgment. Also, the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, I think I have it translated. No, it's not translated. Or maybe it is translated. Let me see. A man came to the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam and said to him, when is the hour? So the Prophet answered him, And he said, when trusts are neglected, then await for the hour. The word amana, trust, has two meanings. One meaning, as the one mentioned at the end of Surah Al-Ahzab, إِنَّا عَرَضْنَا الْأَمَانَةَ عَلَى السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَالْجِبَالِ. Trusts here means anything that Allah obliged upon you. Salat, Siyam, Zakat, and also what is between the humans themselves. Contracts, not to lie, all of this falls under the category of amana. And another meaning which we will not look into. So the Prophet is saying, when the amana is wasted, wait for the hour. Meaning when people do not abide by Islam, do not honor salat, do not observe obligations or refrain from haram, then this is when the hour will come. So the man said, O Prophet of Allah, what is wasting amana? Give me something that I can understand, something concrete. So the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, when positions of authority are given to people who are not qualified for them, then await for the hour. And this is exactly what's happening. And I cannot go further and explain, but you have to think, and may Allah make it easy for all of us to understand. Part of the signs of the hour is the close intervals between time. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, the hour would not be taking place until time is so close, so that year would be as long as a month. The month would be as long as a week. The week would be as close as a day, and the day would be as short as an hour, and the hour would be like when you lit a match. When you light a match, you just see it flaring and then it dies. Is it like this? For me, I remember when I was in primary school, high school, college, work, marriage, children. My eldest daughter is 33 years of age. I remember, wallahi, today, and I tell my wife, do you remember that when she was born, I said, when would it be the time when she is 7 or 6 years of age, running to the door, taking my bag as I come back from school and saying, Daddy, Daddy, how are you? Now she has her own children in intermediate school. Her eldest daughter is like 13 years of age or something like that. God, it feels old. But this is time. Ramadan was yesterday. No, it was 3 months ago. And Ramadan before it was a week ago. No, it was a year and a half ago. Time flies. What is meant by the time is close? Some scholars say, and this is the most authentic, that there is no barakah. There is no blessing in time. I read the biography of Sheikh Abdullah ibn Jibrain, who died about 12 years ago. May Allah have mercy on his soul. One of the major scholars of Islam of our contemporary times. And I find that he conducts on daily basis not less than 12 lessons. 12 lessons? Before Fajr, with a certain selected group of his students, after Fajr in the masjid, and then from that till Duha time, and then before Dhuhr, after Dhuhr, before Asr, after Maghrib, after Isha, 3-4 classes. What is this? What kind of a life is this? Yet he was happily married with his children, goes visitation and tours Saudi Arabia from Mecca, Medina, Riyadh, Jeddah, Dammam, and he goes and gives lectures, plus his day job. And excuse me, come on, what is this? He's a magician? Houdini could not do something like that. This is barakah. When Allah puts barakah in your life, you compare two. One, spending so much time working, overtime, meetings, yet there's no barakah in his wealth. All the money he's making, the first week of the month is gone. His children don't see him. He doesn't call his mom. He doesn't have time for leisure or sports. But the other man, he works 8 hours and he saves money. He's building his house back home, another second home. His wife and family and children have quality times every day, not every week. They go out shopping together. They go for holidays. All of his kinship know him. He calls them, they call him. What is this? There's something wrong. It's the same effort, education, family status. The problem is with barakah. You may earn 200 dinars and you're building an apartment in your country, and you may earn 2,000 dinars. In the middle of the month, can I borrow something from you? Where is your money? It's gone. No barakah. So the best barakah is in your knowledge. I have so much here. Am I sharing it with Muslims? Am I teaching people? I remember Sheikh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Munajjid, may Allah preserve him. I am envious. I'm not a person of hate, but I'm envious whenever I see that he has Islam Q&A website. The guy is asleep and he's getting credit, reward from people benefiting. 2017, in that year, 90 million visitors to his website. In Ramadan 2017, only 15 million visited the website. What kind of rewards the man is getting? Wallahi, I'm envious. Why is he getting it easy and I'm not getting it easy? Because there is barakah in his life. Him and I, we share the same platform. We have Zad TV channel. He has so many clips. He goes to the channel, he says, okay, let's make one for Ashar al-Hijjah, one for Ramadan, one for Duha prayer, and he makes it, and it's for the public. You get it on your WhatsApp, you get it on your emails, and I struggle to make one program a week, and there's no barakah. So this is from Allah Azza wa Jal. But the sign, do you all feel it? That the time is getting closer? This is a clear sign that the Prophet used to say. I'll give you a final example. Allah, there's a possibility we're not before Isha. But inshallah, we're on the schedule, and inshallah we will finish tomorrow by, inshallah, bidnillah. The hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that I've mentioned yesterday, today, Allah, I don't remember. I mentioned it in my visit. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, after Salat al-Fajr, who among you is fasting today? Abu Bakr raised his hand. Who among you fed a poor person? Abu Bakr raised his hand. When did you get the time to feed a poor person? It's Fajr prayer, which means that the guy is working at night as well. It's not only daytime. The Prophet said, who visited a sick person? Abu Bakr said, I did. Who followed a funeral until it was buried? Abu Bakr said, I did. Among all the companions, these four things were done by Abu Bakr in a single day. This is barakah. Not Umar, not Uthman, not Ali, Abu Bakr. And this is why he's the first of the whole ummah to enter Jannah after the Prophet ﷺ. He's seated number one because he deserved it. He worked hard for it, and Allah bless him. May Allah be pleased with him. Among the things, among the signs is the widespread of usury, known to us as riba. Now, riba is in everything you do. Financial institutions are the biggest, the richest, And it is one of the lucrative jobs any fresh grad would dream to own or to have. I worked in conventional banks 40 years ago, before even knowing that riba is haram. And it is the best environment to work in. Suits, ties, lots of cappuccinos, meetings, training courses like crazy, highly paid jobs. You learn something new every day, very beautiful. But what does the Prophet say, alayhi salatu wasalam? The Prophet said that there will come a time when people would take money caring less whether it's halal or haram. And the Prophet also said that no one would gather a lot of money of riba except Allah would make his end to be less. You will find them the richest. You will find them collecting money in millions. It is inevitable that it will be less. And this is why we always hear about financial institutions, countries that have so much strength in their finance, all of a sudden the bubble burst and they're begging people. No jobs, no economy, nothing, because they are fighting Allah and the Prophet ﷺ. As mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, فَأْذَنُوا بِحَرْبٍ, there will come a war waged against you by Allah and His Messenger for those who consume riba. Now, if we want to go into details, we will not finish until Fajr. But each and every one of you has a credit card. Each one of you has money in the conventional banks that they are taking without your consent, lending it to people with riba, taking the interest and maybe give you interest and you think that this is okay, this is profit. People have mortgages, and mortgages are all most likely to be riba based. Yesterday a brother asked us in the lecture, he said, somewhere, a brother asked that someone asking him for investment. So he gave him 100,000. And this is for 2 years. And each month, the businessman is giving him return of 20,000. Fixed. The capital is guaranteed not to lose a penny. This is riba. And I know for certain that the vast majority of Muslims are dealing with this. Out of ignorance. They don't know. So many people come to me in the masjid saying we have a problem that we would like you to judge and to solve. I gave my friend money to invest and he said that he lost the money and I want my capital back. It's riba. If you get it back, this means that it was a loan and now you want your loan back. This is your right. Was it a loan? He said no. And then this is gone. Oh, he cheated me. How much did he give you, Sheikh? Oh no. Wallahi, this is problematic. Then riba is widely spread. Be careful of it. We can't move on and explain more because it's so clear to people. Nowadays, people try to justify by saying, no. Technicality. Riba is only in 6 things. Gold, silver, wheat, barley, dates, and salt. Khalas. And this is dirham, dinar. There is no riba in that. And they try, but they have no knowledge. One of the signs of the Day of Judgment is the existence of musical instruments. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Muhammad said, at the end of time, there will be landslides, stoning from the sky, and transmutation into animals. We will see this. You will see humans turning into pigs and monkeys. This is not a figure of speech. You will see this. Darwin would have been happy. But this would happen. When is that? The Prophet says, Asam, when stringed instruments and female singers will be widespread and wine will be permitted. This is the voice. Stars Academy. Americans got talent. UK got talent. I don't know who else has talent. So you think you can dance or something like that. Programs based on what? On music. It is infesting the Muslim world, especially the Arab world. Concerts everywhere. Women coming and singing. Orchestras being conducted. What do we do with the hadith? He said, no, Sheikh, you got it all wrong. Music is inspirational. Music calms the soul, cleanses the heart. When I listen to Beethoven, or to Mozart, or to Bach, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah. What happens to you? Oh, Sheikh, I feel so calm. Even the cows, when being milked, the productivity of the milk increases when they listen to Bach. I said, are you a cow? You want the productivity to be increased? What is the relationship? Sheikh, beautiful music is good for the soul. What's wrong with music? What's wrong with music? What's wrong is that Allah Azza wa Jal prohibited it in 3 places in the Quran. And the Prophet ﷺ prohibited it in Sahih al-Bukhari and elsewhere. And the 4 schools of thought, Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi'i, and Ahmad ibn Hanbal, agreed on prohibiting it. Abu Hanifa went an extra mile. And he said that anyone who enjoys listening to music, his school of thought, anyone who enjoys listening to music, he's a kafir. This is the Hanafi school of thought, which people say, oh, Hanafi is not that strong. This is what they say. So now when we come to this, what do we find? We find that we have a problem. I enjoy music, Sheikh. I like to listen to my favorite singer, male or female. And this is why I have it on my mobile phone. In Salat, we're praying and we hear not a ringtone, we hear Justin Bieber singing. Or Madonna, or Beyonce, or what are you doing? He said, oh, sorry, Wallah, I forgot. Okay, this you forgot in Salah. Outside of Salah, Wallah, I love this song, Sheikh. I'm helpless. Okay, may Allah Azza wa Jal combine you both on the Day of Judgment in the same place. What are you doing, Yakhi? This is haram. So why is it haram? It corrupts your heart. I get youth, people, young men coming to me and say, Sheikh, I have a problem. I pray 5 times a day, but whenever I make ruku' or sujood, I say Subhana Rabbi al-Azim or Subhana Rabbi al-A'la in the same melody of a song. It is corrupting your mind. Why is it when you listen to soft music, you tend to drive 30 kilometers per hour in the highway? People are giving you high beams and honking you. I said, Celine Dion, but I'm driving. But if you listen to pop music or hard rock, you're exceeding 200 kilos per hour. Who's playing with you? Go to the gym, like I do, and I tell them to turn off the music. Everybody else in the gym are not capable of lifting anything. Turn on the music, mashallah, they become Arnold Schwarzeneggers. Why? Because this is from shaitan. Allah Azza wa Jal said in Surah Al-Isra, chapter 17, وَاسْتَفْزِزْ مَنِ اسْتَطَعْتَ مِنْهُمْ بِصَوْتِكَ. Provoke them with your sound. Imam Mujahid said, the sound of shaitan is the musical instruments. It gives you power. When you do aerobics, put Mushar al-Afasi, you're gonna sleep. But put music with beats, and you find that you are strong. And this is from shaitan. This is an addiction. And this is why we fast Ramadan. To get over the addiction of eating and drinking, we fast from haram. Because once you're addicted to the music, to the lyrics, to the way of life, this corrupts your Islam. But people are taking it lightly. Part of the day, the signs of the Day of Judgment, is the widespread of naked women who are clothed. And this is what the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, there are two types of people of hell that I have not seen yet. Men with whips like the tails of cattle, with which they strike the people, and women who are clothed yet naked. Clothed yet naked, walking with an anti-sighing gait, a way of walking that makes people heads turn. The Prophet says, alayhi salatu wassalam, with something on their heads that looks like the humps of camel. And this is prevalent here and in the Gulf countries. Women, locals especially, wear these hair like the humps of camels. And they wear their abayas, etc. But you can tell. The Prophet says, alayhi salatu wassalam, leaning to one side. When they walk, they don't walk straight. They lean, and they make men, when they look at them, lean as well, being attracted to that. They will never enter paradise or even smell its fragrance, although the fragrance of paradise can be detected from such and such a distance. This is scary. How can a woman be naked while clothed? Scholars say either wearing tights, and this is obvious. Women wear nowadays what they call leggings, and their abaya is open if she wears a abaya. So when she walks, you can see her thighs, her legs, her body shape, as if she's naked. These clothes cover the imperfection in her skin, but you can see the shape, and this is more beautiful than when you see it nude. Or they wear transparent clothes, and this is very famous among the ladies, especially in weddings where only women are there. So they wear transparent, very short miniskirts or dresses that show and expose everything underneath. And my women folk come back from so many weddings not attending them. What happened? He said, Wallah, we went in and we were afraid that Allah would collapse the ceiling. Aren't they Muslims? Wallahi, they are Muslims, and from reputable families. But when you don't have Islam in your heart, when you don't have the correct measurements to weigh the good and bad, the pros and cons, this is what happens. All what you care about is fashion. And this is a defect in your belief. Part of the signs of the Day of Judgment is good vision, good dreams. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, towards the end of time, hardly any dreams that the Muslims see will not come true. The one whose dreams are the most truthful will be the one whose speech is the most honest. The dreams of a Muslim from one of the 45 parts of prophecy. I will not go into details because this requires etiquettes of dreams and false dreams and good dreams and interpretation, but there will come a time when you see a good vision, a good dream that does not require interpretation. It is so clear, and it will happen as you had seen it. And this is part of 46 parts of prophecy. Prophethood is divided into 46 parts. What are these 6 parts? Scholars say that the time of prophethood of the Prophet ﷺ was how many years? 23. 6 months of them before he became a prophet, were crystal clear dreams. Whenever, for 6 months, whenever he saw a dream, it came like the break of dawn. So scholars said 6 months out of 23 years, this is a portion of 46 portions of prophethood, and this is what was meant by the Prophet ﷺ. Nowadays, people spend so much time in looking for interpretation of their dreams. I get so many calls. Sheikh, I saw a dream and I'd like you to interpret it. I said, I don't know. I don't have knowledge in dreams. I can make up things for you if you wish, but this doesn't work. People are obsessed by asking people to interpret their dreams for them, and this is not the Islamic proper way of doing it. But this is what will happen at the end of time. So the most truthful in speech, in honest, a person who does not lie, he would be the most who would get dreams that would come true and be truthful. Some scholars say that this can only be at the end of time, when Isa, peace be upon him, would descend, because then there would be no lying, no cheating, as we will come to discuss it tomorrow, insha'Allah. One of the signs is mentioned in the authentic hadith. The Prophet told us, alayhi salatu wassalam, that the hour would not be cold until the Arabian Peninsula becomes as it used to be, grazing grounds and rivers. Sheikh Abdul Majid al-Zandani, one of the scholars of contemporary time, who specializes in studying the miracles of the Quran and the Sunnah through the spectrum of science. He said, I met one of the greatest geologists of our times, and I told him this hadith. And the man was not a Muslim. He said, yeah, this is logical. Due to global warming and due to the change in the environment and the climate, this will happen. The rain will be more on the Arabian Peninsula, and it will be grazing grounds for cattle, and there will be jungles, and there will be green areas, and there will be rivers. So this is not a prophecy, this is normal. Sheikh Abdul Majid said to him, I'm not talking about the future. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, the day of judgment will not come until the Arabian Peninsula will be grazing grounds and rivers like it used to be. Now you tell me, how did the Prophet know, alayhi salatu wasalam, that thousands of years ago this was the fact? The man was shocked. He said, in the future can be predicted, but in the past, who gave him this information? And the man accepted Islam. Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jalla. In the past, tens of thousands of years ago, this was the fact in the Arabian Peninsula. There were ostriches, there were tigers, there were wild animals like we see in Africa. But without the proper instruments and knowledge, you could not know this. This will happen now, and we see in the global warming what's happening on earth, that this is coming. People in Spain, Portugal, people in Europe are crying from the temperature of 40 degrees, 42 degrees. Come to here, come to Kuwait. I just passed by the Corniche. The temperature is 43, and there are people cooking, and what are you doing? I was shocked. I'm from Jeddah, but not as hot as this. Yani people are normal. So there will come a time where, inshallah, the Arabian Peninsula, the temperatures be moderate and fine, and we would have, as the Prophet had said, alayhi salatu wassalam. Among the signs is boasting with masjids. The Prophet ﷺ said, among the signs of the Day of Judgment, that people would boast about their masjids, places of worship. And this is happening now. I personally know a lot of the people who build masjids and decorate them and spend so much money in them that they do not pray one single prayer in it. Why did you build it? He said, well, my friend built it, the billionaire built a masjid, and it's called Masjid Asim. So I'd like to build a masjid and call it after me. And this is what the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam. Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, said, by Allah, you will decorate your masjids like the Jews and the Christians decorate their places of worship. Do they decorate their places of worship? Enter any church and you find Michelangelo's drawings and beautiful statues, colors, windows. And this is why we tell people, when you go abroad, do not allow your children to enter churches and places of worship of other religions. Why? Because your children are not that strong in their iman. They go to churches and they see that the priest is coming with a three-piece suit, beautiful tie, clean shaven, looks like a Hollywood actor. When he gives his sermon, he's very nice, educated, eloquent. You look at the church, beautiful pictures, clean. Then it's time for Friday prayer. He goes and he looks at the masjid, a bottle here, a napkin there. The sheikh comes wearing a maxi thobe, short, and he has a tree in his pocket, miswak, and he shouts and scares the hell out of them. And you will enter hell, and you are this and this. He said, well, I think the other one is better. If you don't have strong iman, you will be fooled. Though you don't know that underneath the three-piece suit is a person that does not clean himself when he urinates or defecates. Islam is beautiful inside and out. Their religion is beautiful from the outside but not from the inside. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, if you were to decorate your masjids and beautify your Quran. Now we have rainbow color Quran, where you have pink pages, red pages, blue pages, decorations. You have Qurans with cover of Hello Kitty. What is this? Where are you taking us, guys? So, no, it's so cute, so cute. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. The Prophet said, if you decorate your masjids, beautify your Quran, destruction from Allah will fall upon you. These masjids are not made to boast about. It's made to worship. Wallahi, I remember till date, one of the most beautiful Friday prayers that I've offered was in Mumbai, in India. I was doing some shootings for Peace TV, and Dr. Zakir, Zallah Khair, appointed one of the drivers to take me somewhere close. The driver was an orthopedic surgeon, a famous orthopedic brother surgeon, who took me to a masjid, had no ceilings except from, makeshift. 4 or 5 fans. I'm coming from the Gulf, I'm used to air conditioning. What are you talking about? No carpet, only hasir, or this made of straw. But the prayer there was so close to my heart, I felt like I was among the Sahaba. Nobody's showing off. People are coming from their work, from their jobs, praying to Allah Azza wa Jal. Nothing. While we have other intentions, we have to be careful of the kind of oud we wear in our beads, so that when people give salam to us, we have to have certain types of carpets, of loudspeakers, of amplifiers. There the salat is easy. This is the salah that I would never ever forget. Then we wish for death. This is one of the signs, but I think that we are approaching our time. Tomorrow we will finish like 8 or 10 of the remaining signs, and then we will go to the major signs, the 10 major signs. Some of them would take us a good hour, and 3 of them would take us a good couple of minutes. So inshallah we will try to wrap things up tomorrow. I pray to Allah Azza wa Jal that He makes me and you steadfast on Islam, that He increases our knowledge, that He purifies our intention for His sake, and that we would not be tested or tried beyond our ability. إنه على ذلك قدير وبالإجابة جدير وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد.